Hi Betty, thank you for sending in your next essay and your corrections. Really, really well done on taking the time to do those corrections. It makes a big difference and it will really help you just focus on where you've made some mistakes. These two tasks look fantastic. I hope you're enjoying the course and finding it useful. It's really good to see you using some of the structures from the acronym, which I think is really helpful actually, isn't it, in just laying out these essays. So the Olympics, yeah, very interesting question, and I agree with you. I think the Olympics are really important. So here we go. People throughout the developing and developed world have debated the significance of the Olympic Games in modern societies. Now, be really careful. I think last time I was picking up a bit of a problem with articles. So go back to a grammar book or go back to any of the grammar pages you like using online. Even the British Council website has great grammar pages, and just check when we use the and when we use a, because you don't want to make mistakes on that one. Okay, so here you need the, like the up here, Olympic Games. I'll put capital G because that's the title. In modern societies, some people believe they are. Oh, what was I going to put here? Now non-essential. Now non-essential. So instead of putting any more, I would put here now non-essential. Personally, I strongly disagree. This essay will argue that the Olympics remain, the Olympics again, remain profoundly meaningful, for profoundly meaningful, so remain profoundly, so adjective, adverb, adjective, profoundly meaningful, using examples of national sports to demonstrate points. Okay, really nice introduction, you telling me where you're going, nice and strong there. So, on the one hand, this is very interesting. Ample evidence that these global athletic feasts, lovely, may contribute to huge financial, may contribute, I would go A, actually, may contribute, instead of to, normally we have contribute to, but I think in this context you want A, contribute a huge financial burden and irreversible change for host countries and their city dwellers. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, an, so N in front of a vowel. An increasing number of governments are reluctant, are reluctant to organise such a big event due to the enormous investment in infrastructure products, which needs 2 years to pay off. Yeah, so really nice point, just a few little grammar bits there. Secondly, now I would say due to instead of thanks to. Okay, thanks to implies something is good is going to happen, but because this is not good, I would use due to. These constructions, local citizens are inevitably forced to move from their original residences and be far from their relatives and working venues. Yeah, very good point. Relocation or forcible relocation, isn't it? For example, in order to build the bird's nest, and capital B, capital N, for Beijing's Olympics, 1.5 million people were, so past tense. Now I put here forcibly obliged to relocate. Instead of persuaded, which is like quite nice, I'm going to put forcibly obliged. I'll try and spell it. Okay, to relocate. And then that goes forcibly obliged to relocate, which it's quite strong language, and that shows that they didn't want to. Therefore, it's conclusively clear that organising such a grand sports events, now, such a, and now if you're going to have you need to have does. So such a grand sport event does yield, or such grand sports events, so then take out a, do yield negative impacts to their host nations. Yes, absolutely. Very good point, very well made. On the other hand, you need to have a comma after that one, okay? Although there is a case for, now can we not repeat negative, okay? So I would say downside, although there is undoubtedly a downside brought by the Olympics, undoubtedly a downside. A huge advantage of this sports competition, so again, the huge advantage, because you're talking about one particular advantage, and this is what it's going to be, rather than a, which is like of a list, okay? The huge advantage of this sports competition cannot be underestimated. Or you can go the many advantages, yeah, because I think that's probably better. This is largely because national pride, now that is singular, is naturally raised, especially when top athletes of countries win trophies. Absolutely. For instance, if it were not for, okay, I would say here, had it not been for. So you're right, if it were not for, you need as the next word, or I'm going to say, had it not been for the Olympics, China would not be proud of ping pong. Okay. Additionally, Canada would not identify ice hockey as their national sport. Okay. So additionally, going in there. This is a really nice, complex sentence structure. Well done. And your grammar, apart from the little articles, yeah, your grammar's really good and you're very confident. And I love how you're doing some very sophisticated writing in here. Thus, it's possible beyond doubt that the Olympic Games could constantly strengthen this, even in the current century, yeah, or our current century, something like that. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that the Olympics play an indispensable role in the world nowadays. It's predictable that in the future more countries will engage in, yes, more countries will want to be involved, will be keen to be involved in this biggest sports event, yeah. In this, you could have showcase, I think is quite a nice word, because you're showing the best of your country in this biggest showcase sports event. Okay, so lots and lots of good stuff there. I'm picking up little tiny points, yeah? Don't worry about that, but I think it's important to look at articles, but generally the meaning of the task achievement is excellent. Your grammar is very strong. I love how you're confident in complex sentences. The coherence is very good. The cohesion is easy for me to read where you're going. It's nicely laid out, and your language is very good. Your vocabulary is very confident. Okay, so the letter, which is also really good. A couple of things here. So letter of apology, an explanation. Hope this finds you well. I'm writing to apologise for. Yep. Perfect. So lovely start. Absence in the exam. Yeah. Or is it accounting exam? You don't need necessarily subject. Don't think you need that. Last Friday. Your full name, freshman, student number, and the case number. Perfect. That's all good. Although I was due to attend, I wouldn't say expected to, I say due to attend the exam. And so you go to the exam, you have to go. It's not because you've worked hard, yeah. And so I would say, and I had worked hard to pass or even achieve a great grade, comma. Unfortunately, I had a severe fever. You don't need at. You're going to have the night before the final test. I went to hospital immediately afterwards. So after the fever or after the night, or you could just say immediately. Maybe you don't need afterwards. Hoping to recover soon. However, now let's put a passive in here. It was suggested that I rest for 2 days due to my bacterial, that needs to be an adjective, infections. Okay? So let's put a passive in there, which shows a nice range of grammar. That is the reason why I did not attend the exam. Ultimately, you need to put that in there. Did not attend the exam, and I can submit my doctor's note if necessary. Yeah, really good paragraph there. Interesting explanation. You've explained the problem. You've said what you had to do, what the advice was, and you've explained why you weren't there. So with regards to the further solution, yes, could you please arrange a makeup examination? Yes. Okay, yeah, that's fine. A makeup or additional, something like that, examination, which, let's join it up, relative clause, which I promise I will not miss again, as long as I am in good health. Yeah? Which I promise I will not miss again. Okay? And once again, I apologise for any inconvenience caused. This is perfect. And I go on a new line. I look forward to hearing from you, yours faithfully. Okay. So, Betty, amazing. Really, really lovely. Both those tasks are very, very high level. Very good. I'm just picking up little points to mention to you. Okay. But these are looking really strong. Very impressed. Okay. Well done. And I hope you're enjoying the course. And yeah, good luck. Look forward to reading your next essays. Thank you.